We have fire. To the coal. Hello, welcome back to another episode from Pale Horse Survival and Tactical. I'm Bill, and today I'm going to show you how to make an ancient pine knot torch. These were torches that were used for many centuries in the past, and what you want to do, you find a downed pine tree and cut a branch off next to the trunk where it attaches to the trunk. And you may have to search around. Not all pine trees will yield fat wood, but that's what I did here. You can see all the resin. This is off of a tree that had been down for a while. And so you find one that has the amber fat wood, and you can tell it's nice and hard. You can barely put a scratch in it with your fingernail. So let me go ahead and I just filmed a video on how to do pine needle tea, and still enjoying a cup. You can find that on the channel. Oh, that's good. That's really good. It's been a while since I've had it. Kind of forgot what I was missing out on. Let me reposition the camera here so you can see me preparing this stave, and I shall return. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to take the top of this, we're going to split it in an X pattern, and we're going to split it down, probably about 6 inches. And that's going to open this up. So I'm going to go ahead and get busy on that right now. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. And I'm splitting the end with the resin part that was connected to the trunk. So we got it on the stump down here to brace it. Put the knife in the middle of the stave. We're going to baton this down. To open that up. About that far. Bark's coming off here. I'm looking inside this thing, and there's a lot of fat wood in there, so this should make a really good pine knot torch. I've got little twigs here, just little twigs. And what we're going to do while it's open here, I'm going to take a little twig and stick it inside. And what that's going to do is, that's going to hold the split open. We take the knife out, just like this. Now we're going to go over here, and we're going to cut it in an X. It'll be an X pattern. So we go right across the other side. Split it down. Oh God, that smells so good. Mother Nature's golden goodness is fat wood. This thing is really resinous. This is kind of opened up on us here, so I'm going to go ahead and get some pieces of twigs in here. Alright, so what I have here is the twigs holding this open in an X pattern, and when it's open, that's going to help it breathe. Now you can stuff this with tinder to get it started. You want to put dry tinder in there, pack it in. You could even use fat wood shavings, which will even work. You can ignite that with a ferro rod, birch bark, pine needles, whatever you can use. I have a campfire going right here, so I'm just going to light this in the campfire to make it quick and easy today. It's been a long day and I'm a little bit whooped, so just give me a quick moment here. Alright, so I'm going to bring you guys down here to the fire. Now a few precautions that I want to go over with pine knot torches. The pine knot torch will burn in the rain. It'll burn pretty much in any kind of wind. They're very difficult to put out. If you're going to extinguish one, stick it into the dirt. Jam it down into the dirt or in the snow, and you can put it out that way. One word of caution here. Do not try to pack one of these torches through the woods. I'm going to get close to the camera. Hopefully you guys could hear me when I was on the other side. Don't try to carry one of these through the woods when it's lit. When it's burning, you're going to have globs of resin, flaming resin coming off. It's Mother Nature's napalm. And it'll if it lands in the pine needles, whatever it lands on, it's going to ignite. You do not want to carry one of these through the woods. Carry it through the woods when it's ignited. Another thing, you can sharpen the end of this and stick it in the ground. You want to put it in a fire pit because again, they're very flammable. And also, if you are holding one of these, don't hold it at a 90-degree angle. That flaming resin comes down and lands on your hand or your forearm. Not good. It'll be a bad thing. So what you want to do is, if you're going to carry one, hold it out in front of you at an angle. And if you're going to have it in your camp as a source of light, make sure you have an area cleared out just as you would for a campfire. You can sharpen the end of this, stick it in the ground before you ignite it or after it's lit, and just make sure it's not going to fall over and start a forest fire. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the fire. We'll get this ignited. Now these will burn for quite a long time. If you get a good stave that has a lot of fat wood, it's going to burn for some time. You have a good size one, it's not uncommon for those to burn for an hour and a half. You might even get 2 hours of burn time out of it. It takes a little bit for that resin to heat up and start off-gassing the VOCs, volatile organic compounds. But once it starts, you see how fast that lit. Once it starts and it gets established, it's really going to burn well. And in its infancy stages, you could even, so we went out here. Everything's wet up here. It's really saturated. So this piece of wood is wet. But that's okay. With fat wood, that doesn't matter. Once this gets going and gets established, this stave here, and there's a lot of fat wood in there. When I split it open, I could see it, and it really smelt nice. This little stave here would probably burn, with that amount of fat wood, I'm going to say probably 45 minutes. I don't know if you'd get an hour out of this. You can hold it upside down or at an angle here, so the fire is going to burn to the inside to get it going. You can see that resin starting to bubble. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. You can see that resin starting to really kick off. So I'm going to hold it upside down at an angle here so it'll burn onto itself, and once that resin starts to liquefy and off gas those VOCs, it'll be self-sustaining. I lit this thing at about, well, it's 3:13 right now. I don't know if that's picking up the time. It's 3:13. It's burning really good now. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to sharpen the end of that and see if we can stick it in the ground. Bring you over here to my high-tech bushcrafting stump. All right, and there she is. She's burning. And I said it was 3:13. Well, I don't know if that's, there it is. It's been burning, what is it, 3:16 now. It was 3:13 when we checked it a little bit ago, so I'm going to go ahead and let that thing burn for a while and finish enjoying my cup of pine needle tea here. Made the pine needle tea in military nesting cup. I'm a big fan of military surplus gear, and this has a vented lid on it. Allows me to decanter liquid out of here. Here's the pine needles on the inside, and here's the holes in the lid. I can decanter the liquid out, leaving the herbs or whatever I'm using on the inside into a cup. So it decanters and filters it out of there. That torch is doing really good. I may bore some of you, but I'm gonna go ahead and let the camera roll here, and I'm gonna enjoy this tea and the solitude and peace of quiet out here. It's absolutely beautiful up here. Little torch like this, and you go through the woods there are fallen trees. There's actually one back here in the back. I'm going to see if there's any fat wood on it. Let me spin you guys around here. You can see that one right back here. It's a big fallen pine, been there a while. Looks like there's some great staves on there. Back over here, more fallen pines. So it's not hard to find. It's not hard to find pines, fallen pines in the forest. They come down in the storms, and they're pretty easy to find. But just go around and bear in mind, it's wet up here. It's saturated. We're just coming out of winter time and just had rain the other day. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, we had quite a bit of rain, big thunderstorms. This fat wood will burn. It doesn't matter if the stave's wet, fat wood's still going to burn. It's doing really well there. I'm just going to let this run. Let me do a quick battery check. Okay, I got about 40 minutes left on the battery. I'm just going to let this thing run for a while, and so you guys can get an idea of how well these do. And for a stave that size, I honestly don't know how long it's going to go. My guess was maybe 40 minutes. It's 3:19. We started out at 3:13. So it's been going about 6 minutes. It may only go 20 minutes, who knows, half hour. But if you cut a number of these and you have them stored up in your camp, you got a great light at night, especially if you're in a situation where you can't have a full-fledged campfire. Well, at least you have prepare your little fire pit and stick your stave in there, and at least you've got a nice little source of light. If you're in the snow, if you're up in the snow, I suppose you could carry it as long, anything drips off. It's not going to drip on anything flammable, but just be very mindful of that. If, like there's pine needles. There's pine needles all over out here. You couldn't carry one of these through conceivably. All it takes is one accident and you've got a forest fire on your hands, and we definitely don't want that. This pine needle tea is delicious. I'll be publishing putting the video up on the pine needle tea. This evening when I put this one up here. Man, that thing's really burning. It's really doing good. The sun's starting to go down. That's okay, I can hang for a bit. Peaceful up here. I'll be getting up here a lot this year, and I'm thinking about doing a bushcraft overnight camp, knife only. Just come up here and really test the skills. Do a little primitive shelter, maybe a lean-to. Just carry a knife and just make it a knife only outing. Have to be by a water source, and have to dig a sip well. Apologize for the occasional car. There's a forest road not far away from where I'm at right now. Well, that torch is really doing nice. Fat wood is absolutely amazing. Just such a gift from nature. When I split that open, the fat wood looked like it extended down quite a ways. So if that's the case, and I could immediately smell that terpene, the turpentine smell. You can see the black smoke coming off. I don't know if the camera's catching that, but that's always indicative of fat wood when it burns. Unfortunately, I have to leave here a little while and head back to the madhouse known as civilization. Those woods are beautiful. They just go on forever. God, this pine needle tea is delicious. Go ahead and finish it off here. It's getting even tastier because it's been sitting there and you can still see it steaming. It's getting even tastier because it's been steeping longer as it sits in there. Yeah, those torches, they were used all the way back since ancient times. I believe there's a Shakespearean play where it says something about the light from the pine knot. That was a pine knot torch. I don't remember which play that was. Might have been Macbeth. Well, the flame doesn't look to be quite as robust as it was. It still seems to be burning down into resin, though, as it goes down. It'll burn until it runs out of resin, and then it's going to stop. If you're in a situation where you need a little light, that would do it. It is 3:24. So we're about 12 minutes, 3:25. And you could always light another torch off of this one. As that one starts to burn down, just take another one, hold it over the flames, and it takes a little bit for the resin to, like I mentioned, to liquefy and release those VOCs. But once they do, it's up and running pretty good. Starting to get chilly out here. I can see my breath. I'm going to grab the saw and head back to that other pine tree back there. And matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take you guys back there and see if I can demonstrate where on the tree to find the to harvest a stave, just in case there's any confusion with any of the viewers. Yeah, it looks like it's starting to burn down now. .326. Been going for like 13 minutes. Oh, tea's good. Yeah, it looks like it's starting to get a little more life to it. I could see resin starting to bubble up down here, so when I split it, I could swear the fat wood went down. Well, I could see it sweating. The resin sweating on the outside of the wood here, so this thing should conceivably burn down to probably here, I'm thinking. Go ahead and put away the nesting cup here. This is the military surplus insulated canteen carrier. The way you do these are the butterfly handles. These fold in, and then the canteen nests right inside, and then the lid is already down on the bottom. And this just goes right down on top of the lid. And voila, it's all set and ready to go. Let's let this guy burn. I see it sweating now all the way down to here, so I suspect that's going to burn for a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause you guys and go grab my saw. We'll let this dude burn here. It's in the fire pit, so it's safe. We're going to go right back in the back to that that down pine, and let's go see if there's any staves back there that can be harvested. Stay tuned, I shall return. Hey, welcome back, guys. This is the downed pine, and this one's been here for a while. I think I only have about 20 or 25 minutes left on my card, so I'll go ahead and see what we can find here. So what you want to do is you want to cut these back here, and any of these potential branches could make a good stave. So cut them right back here flush with the trunk. Give it the sniff test, and if it's got that smell, you have fat wood, and this one does. Fat wood is not hard to find if you know what to look for. Once you smell it, for those of you who don't know what it smells like, once you smell it, keep an eye on that torch over there, still burning pretty good. You can see all that fat wood here. That's all fat wood. Give it the sniff test. It's got that real strong piney flavor, so this is another potential stave. And that's solid fat wood in there. Not bad, not bad at all. That's all you have to do. So if you look on the tree here, I mean, there is literally, I mean, you tell me, how many staves could you get out of there? A lot. There's a ton of staves here. Looking at my memory here, 27 minutes left. That's not bad. The torch is still burning over there, so I'm not going to go through. I was already harvesting fat wood earlier. I'll leave this here. I've got more in my truck, so I'll probably take this with me though. This would be something I could take home, add to my collection. That's a real thick one too. This one would probably burn for some time. I think that one over there is coming up on 20 minutes, so it looks like it's doing pretty good. I'm going to pause you guys. We'll go ahead and head back over and take a look at it. Stay tuned. Alright, here we are back where we were just a moment ago. And kind of policing up my stuff out here. You can see it's still burning. Not as robust as it was, but I can still see sap bubbling out of here, and I could see the wood sweating. There's some sap right here. It's a big globule. It's starting to run out of there. I could see the wood sweating resin all the way down to about here. Not sure if it's going to burn down that far, but it is still burning. And it is 3:36 right now. $3:36. It's been about 23 minutes that it's been burning. You can see that resin starting to you can see the globs of it here and over on the side there. I don't know why the camera's not focusing on that. $24 minutes. $25 minutes. Yeah, it looks like it's getting down to the end here. Still lit, but not nowhere near as robust as it was. Checking the battery and the card time here. Check, see if it's burning on the other side, on the back side. It is not. So the only place that it's burning is on this side that's facing the camera. The back side is not burning anymore. Globules here of pitch. I don't see the wood really sweating much anymore, so I think it's just about, I think it's probably coming to an end there. So we're at 26 minutes right now. And I think it's right about to the end. Just probably getting close to going out. 26, going to 27 minutes now. And it looks like it's just about done for. Yeah, it's pretty much over with. There it goes. It just went out. So we're at 27 minutes. a 27 and a half. It's 340. The camera will pick that up. Bring it back here. 340. So that's not bad for that little skinny stave. The fatter one that we harvested just a little bit ago, it's quite a bit thicker than that one there. So that one would probably do about a half an hour, I'm thinking. 30, maybe 35 minutes. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I did making it for you. Had a lot of fun up here today, and please like, subscribe, and share. I've got a ton more videos coming this summer. As time permits, I'll be up here and cranking out a lot more. I hope everybody's having an outstanding day or night, depending on where you're located, and I will see all of you very soon on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.